What's going on? Shane Serrano here, coming to you from Radio Boardshop in Aspen, Colorado. And today I'm going to be talking about the 2021 Burton Deep Thinker versus the Free Thinker, what makes each board different, and which is the right board for you. So the Thinker series is one of the best-selling boards in the last couple of years, and as I'm sure you know, it's Danny Davis's Pro Model boards. The main difference being the Deep Thinker is going to be a directional camber board, where the Free Thinker is going to be a completely true twin board. And starting off with the Deep Thinker, this is going to be the directional camber version of the series. And that makes it a little more versatile in my opinion. So you have camber from the tail all the way to the end of the front foot, which releases it in a rocker nose, which allows you to rip a little bit better in a powder scenario. It also makes it better if you're riding groomers. It has 7 mils of taper, which means the nose is 7 millimeters wider than the tail is, which really helps you to initiate your turns, and it also helps to sink the tail a little bit if you're in powder, giving that nose a little more float. Now, although it's a directional board, you can still ride the switch no problem. It does have this funky looking tail, but you can ride it backwards without any worries. You can even ride it in the park and the pipe. You can do switch tricks in there as well, and you won't have any worries. It is going to turn a little bit better in one direction going forward than backward, as it is a directional board, but it is great everywhere, whether you want to go in the groomers, in the park, jumps, rails, pipe, or in the powder. This thing destroys it all. Being a directional board, this board also has Directional Flex, which means the tail is going to be a little bit stiffer than the nose. So you get a little more snap out of the tail and a little more maneuverability out of the nose when you're riding it in the powder or in any situation. The Deep Thinker comes in sizes 154, 157, 157 wide, 160, 160 wide, and 163 wide. If you're looking for a daily driver to do it all, the Deep Thinker is going to go a little bit better than the Free Thinker because it does have that rocker nose, which is going to give a better ride in the powder, making the Deep Thinker a little more versatile of a board in all scenarios. And although it's directional, you can still ride it switch, you can still ride it in the park, no problem, but it's going to excel in all mountain and powder more so than the Free Thinker is. Now the Free Thinker is going to be the completely true twin version of the Deep Thinker. That being said, tip and tail are completely symmetrical. The nose is the same as the tail, whether you're riding it forward or backwards, it's going to ride exactly the same, which makes it better in a complete park setting. With the Free Thinker being a true twin shape, you also get a true twin flex, which means the tail has the same exact flex as the nose. Everything is symmetrical from the nose to the tail. So if you're riding it forwards, it's going to feel the same as if you're riding it backwards. And that makes it a little bit better if you're going to be riding the park all the time. If you're looking for a park board to do only park things, jumps, rails, pipe, this is going to perform a little bit better than the Burton Deep Thinker. The Free Thinker is going to come in sizes 150, 154, 157, 157 wide, 160, and 160 wide. The Free Thinker is also going to be better for somebody that really likes their true twin shapes and they know that's what they like. Now talking similarities for both of these boards, as in all of Burton's top-end boards, you're going to get a 3-year warranty for both the Deep Thinker and the Free Thinker. Both boards are made with the EST channel system. You're also going to get pro tips, which means the thickness of the board is tapered and thins out towards the tips, making for less swing weight when you're doing spins. On both the Deep Thinker and Free Thinker, you're also going to get squeeze box technology, which means the board changes thicknesses through the board, so it's a little bit thicker between the feet, a little bit thinner underneath your feet. This allows Burton to be able to play with the flex and the snap and the pop in the spots that you want it in your board. Both boards also come with the Superfly 2 core, which is one of Burton's top core profiles. Both boards also have a 45-degree carbon highlight layering, which adds for some torsional stiffness in the board, which is the stiffness like that. Also, with the Deep Thinker and the Free Thinker, you're going to get Burton's WFO sintered base, which stands for wide fucking open sintered base. And that means the pores are open and created with wax, and they will stay open in any conditions to give you a fast ride any time of the year. Both of these boards are going to have a mid to stiff flex, which makes them slightly more aggressive, so I'd suggest these boards for an intermediate to more advanced rider. If you are a beginner, you can still ride these boards no problem. We've set people up on these that is their first time and they have had a grand time. Both of these boards also come with Burton's Infinite Ride, which means they've been through the Infinite Ride system where they have been broken in and beaten down. So the ride you get on the first day will feel exactly like the ride you get on the 100th day. The same snap, the same liveliness. It will ride the same from day 1 as it will from day 100. And so to reiterate, if you are looking for a board to only slay the park, or you really like riding true twin boards, I would suggest going with the Freethinker from Burton. But if you're looking for a board that's a bit more versatile in all conditions, like the park, the pipe, groomers, powder, all-terrain, mountain freestyle, I would suggest going with the Burton Deep Thinker over the Freethinker. I would say 90% of people who are looking at both of these boards would have more fun on the Deep Thinker because of the directional taper and because it can ride more conditions better than the true twin Freethinker. So that is the 2021 Burton Deep Thinker and the Freethinker. I hope this helped you and maybe it will help you in buying your next board. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be uploading more board reviews and full comprehensive rundowns and ride downs once the snow starts flying, along with more adventures in the park, in the powder, backcountry, and everything else we do here in Aspen, Colorado. See ya!